Hello, today I'm going to demonstrate how to make a good denture base. Okay, so for you to make denture base, you need a torch for you to adapt this pink wax on the undercut. When I say undercut is the area where you cannot remove once the denture base goes underneath, because you see the bulkiness of the alveolus. Then if the denture base, the hard material goes underneath, then you do not be able to remove. So we need to relieve all this area. And since it is not the definitive denture, it is just a trying, and we don't want to cause the patient pain, right? So imagine that we need to block out this area with the pink wax. So we need pink wax to put it on the undercut, and we need a torch to light on this torch gas lamp. And this is the impression, the master impression, final impression that I took to make this master cast. So I'll put aside those impressions because we are done. So this is the master cast, and we need to draw the outline until where we are going to make the denture. So let's begin from drawing the outline before I apply Vaseline. We also need a Vaseline or separating medium that can enable us to separate this to not to stick. So there are several ways to make the denture base. First one is, as I'm using, this is a tryout denture base material or custom tray material that you can make a custom tray or denture base out of it. And you can also use the salt and pepper technique with the powder and the monomer. But today I'm going to use this tryout light cure acrylic. So this is light sensitive, so I'd like to cover it with something black until I use. So I'll put it aside. And first of all, I'm gonna draw the outline. When you make the denture base, you can go at the full length, but as you know that patient doesn't like the full length denture base. Most likely it may cause the pain. So slightly shorter, but make sure that you are relieving the full frenum area. It's very important. So in this case, it goes all the way like that, and here it seems like it needs some relief here. Don't be afraid about the designing or of denture base, because it is not the final one. The denture is the final one. And the reason why we make the denture base is for us to make the occlusal rim by the registration. So that is the key point. So make the denture base that is not causing patient pain. So relieve all the frenum media, relieve it a lot. You can relieve it a lot. Retention is not really important for this denture base, because, as I said, it is all about the occlusal rim. Okay, now we drew the line where we are gonna cut, and see that here is the frenum. So just to relieve it a lot, we don't need to bother the patient. And capture the capture the video was cut just for a while. And now what I have done so far is that I blocked out using the pink wax. And as I emphasized, we don't need to make it really retentive by engaging into the undercut, but this needs to be released. So soften the wax. Here is the torch. So soften the wax and attach it on the area where you need to relieve. So block out the undercut. You can hit the caliper and cut it a little bit well. So no undercut is very important, because if the denture base is painful, the patient will not be able to concentrate on registering the occlusal rim bite, vertical dimension. So it should not be painful at all. So don't make denture base sharp. So soften the wax a little bit and adapt it. So make the denture base not painful. Okay. Let's see whether there are some areas that needs to be blocked out. Yeah, I think this much is okay. Check whether there is undercut. Yes. Okay. Relief. And now I'm going to put Vaseline so that the denture base material will not stick on it. So I'll get a Vaseline. So you can use your finger like this all the way. You don't need to place it on the wax. And if denture base material sticks on the cast, it might break the cast. So make sure that you're putting separating medium like a Vaseline or anything that can help separating. We don't want this master cast to break, right? Apply it thoroughly. And mandible as well. Okay, and now I'm going to put this tryout. I don't know whether I'm saying it properly. I don't know if it's a proper name, but people say it is tryout or something. So it seems like this pink material is quite thin. So you can use, I think you can use 2 layers. So just cut. Cut, 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 cut. Okay. And I feel like this area, touch them, as I cut them. And denture base should not be super thin. So on this area, it seems like it is too thin. So I'm going to reinforce it so that it'll be stronger. When you are placing the teeth, you can always trim them. But we don't want it to break for now because we need to use it on the patient's mouth when we are doing the occlusal. So now the mend is done here. And maxillary. I saw that it had a very high labial frenum, so we leave it. And then also cut this area. We don't want it to be very long. And retention comes from the palate. Of course, if it is sealed all the way, then it's the best. But most of the retentions comes from the palate. So let the palate well. Okay, good. The palate is well adapted, and let's relieve any area that seem to be causing some discomfort. I don't want any pain for the patient to experience. It's just a denture base. And let's just cover a little bit more here. And if it is too long, we can always trim. So let's cure it. This material needs 3 minutes of curing. So adjust the height, and then expect that the wax might melt a little bit as I do cure because it is kind of hot. So adjust the height, and 3 minutes since it is thin. Now they're done. Take it out. Always needs to turn it off. So it has been cured, and let's see how they're stiff, rigid, usable or not. So lift it gently. See, since it doesn't have a undercut, it is taken out very easily, and see that the wax is melt and is tough. That is easily removed because we are using this pink wax that is a kind of hard once it is hardened, so it is easy to remove. So if I feel like this will not cause pain on the patient, it is nice. And now we need to trim it because it should not be painful. As I said, you see it is very sharp, it needs to be trimmed. So let's go to trim. So important point when you are drilling, when you are trimming, is that you can relieve those frenum areas, and also you need to make it really smooth. So always use a vacuum. I don't want to die having it on the the powders on the ground. I don't stay on a one spot long time. I just move it fast, rubbing it. And make sure that it is not rough. And also the outside, you need to check also inside with your finger. I feel like this portion will cause pain. On the patient, if the patient says some portion is painful, don't be afraid to scoop it out, because it is just a denture base. It is not a definitive denture, and not causing pain on the patient is the most important, as I said. And also, frenum areas, most likely it is sharp, so use appropriate burr. You can use the fine burrs, the sharp burrs, and to release those areas and smooth them. So the inside and outside is important. Inside is the gum and outside is the cheek. So you see my hand movement? Don't just stay on a one spot, but move it. Lower is the same. Release the frenum area and also smoothen the borders. And you run through with your fingers to check whether these are sharp or not. If it is not, then it is good. This bird is not the sharp, so it is not cutting much. But yeah, it is okay, just to smoothness all the area. 스무든 all the surfaces, all the borders. 스무든 I don't want you to be in pain. 스무든. Okay, very good. Let's hit on the cast. Very good. Rhythm area. Oh, this is a rhythm area. Let's trim that a little bit more. This bird is really tall, huh? This is not mine though. Thank you. 스무든 스무든. Okay, it's okay. Good. Now I'm going to show you how to make the occlusal rim. So before I make the occlusal rim, I'm going to draw how the occlusal rim should align. So I'm now drawing the center of the alveolar ridge and the canine. So these areas needs to be marked so that we can know where the canine will be seated, placed, and just the prep. It'll help the placement of the canine. Okay. Like this. And also the mandible, we drew here the height of the retromolar pad, which will guide the height of the occlusal rim. And I'm going to draw a line center of the ridge top and draw line. So we're going to make the occlusal rim like this, and like this, and like this, like this. Okay. Now we have an idea. Now. Occlusal rim, occlusal rim. Occlusal rim. So the way I make is first, we are going to fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it. Fold it, fold it, flame it, flame it, and then fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, like origami. Fold it, make sure that there is no void inside. Fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it. Then another round. Okay. Fold again, fold again, Fold again, fold again, fold again, fold again. Ooh, you. Okay, and fold again, fold again, fold again. See, when you look at side view, less space, make it tight, but you don't need to press it hard. You don't need to make it hard. It is best if you take it just before you see the patient, because it is soft, so you can adjust it very nicely. But since I'm still now in a school setting, I cannot do something that we do in the practical private practice. So I have made it so I can now adapt it. Since it is soft, I can mold it into the way that I want it to be. So, dun, 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 da, 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 da. And then cut it, like this, and like this. Okay, very good, very good. And I'm going to put it on the top of the ridge and reduce it until the height of the, like just closely. I'm still going to reduce with the spatula, and I need to flatten it. And see the canine line? I think this, I need to let it backward. Okay. Okay, good. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit the spatula and I'm going to adapt it. Pam 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 pam. Da 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 da. Pam 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 da 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 da. Da 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 da. Good. Good. And seal the lingual area as well. Even though you make it very nice, you might need to adjust it once you put it on the patient's mouth. So making it soft and put it in the mouth, and then take the right edges, take the occlusal rim, take the vertical dimension. So when we are getting the occlusal vertical dimension, it is important to adjust the maxilla first. So in the same way, I'm going to do it on the maxillary, fold. Wait. So I made a occlusal rim for the maxillary, and following the, just put it on the top of the ridge as I drew the lines for the molar area. Just press it a little bit down. And then at the canine area, just to turn it slightly, making arch form. And then turn it back like this. Okay, let's fix it now. With the torch. A while ago, my fiance called me, so I heard her beautiful voice. She said she was cooking, so nice. So she is now in Guam, and she said she will cook for me later on once we meet. Nice. So press, so that there will be no void, and make sure that it is on the eminence, and fix it. Let's see, it kinda matches. It seems like it is matching each other, kinda. Okay, and I need to make it more labially, because when you look at it, it should be bulging out like this, flat. So since it is still soft, I can push it more labially, right? Good. Making this needs to be about 6 millimeter for the ideal, the textbook. So I can always mold it in the way it can be, because it is still soft. Good, right? And then what I also love to do is pressing it on a flat area. Since I don't need these areas, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna press it on the flat area after softening it a bit more. And then upon flat area, press it. But when you are pressing it, you have to make sure that it is really flattened evenly. And then wait until it the wax becomes a little bit hard, so that you see now it became flat. Very good. And now I'm going to seal the labial area. Now it became flat. And before it becomes really hard, let's also flatten it until the height of the retromolar pad. I'm going to make it also labially inclined a little bit. I'll push it, but it might get detached because it is a little bit hard. Okay, let's check. As you can see, the max is too much, so we need to reduce this area a little bit smaller. Let's see. Probably this needs to be about this much. We really need to check on the patient's mouth. That's why this is the importance of wax trying. Okay. Now I'm going to flatten it once again. Just gently melt it. Don't put it too aggressively. And let's put it. Wait until it cools down. Now it is mandatory. Mandy, 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 Mandy. Mandy, Mandy. This Mandy has some ridge behind the protuberance. So check it like this. And until the line here. Of course, this anterior portion needs to be higher. Oh, it can be straight. Oh, okay. Okay, once it is set. Okay, let's see. It's flat. Nice. I like it. So let's mesh them together. Good. And good. Just let's make them flat. Now we need to use this spatula. And let's take it out. I don't want to make the cast waxy. Let's add some wax on it. Make sure that there is no wax underneath as you are working on it. You want me to sing a song? It takes time. Okay. I think it needs to be. Wish I can blow, but I'm now wearing a mask. So let's work on the other side. And you don't need to do this like if you're in a private practice, just to get the vertical dimension, but I'm doing it for the project, so I need to make it really looking nice and clean. So please understand. So in the school project, if you need to do it, just make it very, very clean. If you have a wax bath or wax dish that is already the wax which is already melt inside, that is faster, but I don't have it, so little by little, add up. Oh, it's good. Now hit the carver and Just make it smooth and nice. Okay. Inside as well, because when the patient, imagine that somebody puts this on your mouth. If there is some like roughness or some dirty wax like this, it doesn't feel good, right? In the same way, we need to make the occlusal rim as clean and as smooth as possible. So remove these, and now I'm going to use the spatula. Oh, yeah. So, like this. Now, final touch for the mandible. Nice. And inside is the portion where patient is going to touch with their tongue. So I'm gonna finish with the small spatula carver, this carver. Get it out and okay. And clean all this area. And I need to cut this area because it should not be on the retromolar pad area. Okay, good. I'll just seal the back area one more time. The space. And let's check on the cast. Mounting it. and then mount it. Okay. So initially it is high, so we might need to adjust the occlusal rim. So let's see how it will look like on the patient. That's it. So today I showed you how I do the occlusal rim, and this might also touch the back, but I don't know the position, whether the patient bites like this or like this. Just to reduce in case. Side there, oblique. This occlusal rim is thick. This is kinda too thick, so I'm going to make it more even. So heat up the spatula and if you think it is from the outside, then reduce the outside, and if you think it needs to be reduced from inside, then reduce it from inside.